Good evening, everybody. We are here live at AccuSports Stadium for a special treat of soccer. We have Bell Fountain Chiefs versus the Kenton Ridge Cougars. We're getting ready to tip off here. Kickoff, not tip off. It's not basketball. I'm Steve Henry, here with Dwight Salyer, the coach for the girls team. Dwight, how you doing tonight?
Doing well. Yourself, Steve?
I'm okay. It's nice and warm up here. It's a perfect night for soccer. Working on some technical difficulties right now, and we're going to get things rolling with the starting lineup and the national anthem. Dwight, what are we looking for in this matchup tonight with these two teams?
I think it's going to be a good matchup tonight. Both teams should come out pretty strong, and we should have a good showing.
So, looks like the Bell Fountain team comes in at 1-6-1 on the season, 0-2-1 in the league. They're ranked 5th for first-year coach Rocky Kane and assistant coach Jeff Turner. Down there on the sidelines in the gray. And for Kenton Ridge, they come in with a 5-3-0 record, 1-1-0 in the CBC, and they're ranked 3rd. So pretty evenly matched. They are coached by Chris Slagle. Chris Slagle has been the coach at Kenton Ridge since 1995.
Wow.
Yeah, 28 years. Yeah, crazy stuff. So it should be a good matchup. Looks like the Chiefs are wearing the black and the Kenton Ridge is in the white. Chiefs rocking the new long sleeve jerseys, looking pretty sharp down there. So maybe the new duds will give them a little energy in the game. So Dwight, anything particular about this Chieftains side that piques your interest?
Well, I think we're going to see Dakota Shell have another good game. He'll probably rack some more points up on his side to overtake the Urbana gentleman there on the CBC side. The officials assigned to this contest have been selected according to the procedures adopted by the Central Buckeye Conference and Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Yeah. Dakota Shell, pretty prominent scorer. Probably one of the most formidable forwards to come through the school system. I think he actually has the record for a number of goals in a season. Is that correct?
I think he does.
There might be some contention with that, and we're still trying to get some data back on that about who really has the record. But Rocky Kane, his coach, is actually one of the contenders for that. I'm not sure about the record for all-time goals, how close he is to that, or if that's even on his radar, but so we should see some interesting stuff going on up front with Dakota if they can get him the ball. In the past few games so far, the Chiefs sometimes have trouble getting him the ball in dangerous places, and he's also got 2 or 3 defenders on him usually. Coach, if you were Dakota's coach and setting the lineup, what would be some of your strategies for making him find the ball?
Well, I think you also got to use him to give some assists down. If you're drawing 3 and 4 defenders, I think you got to use him to dish that ball off sometimes.
Yep, that's a good point, and that comes with discipline. And I know Dakota sometimes when he gets the ball, he wants to desperately try to make something happen, but maybe a little bit of patience might be the ticket, and give the ball up and maybe a little give and go and get it back in a little bit of space.
Yeah. And as the game progresses, if he gives that ball up, he's also going to make those defenders second guess whether they're going to double and triple team him.
So for the Kenton Ridge Cougars, starting lineup, we got Cooper Quisenberry at goalkeeper. He's a junior. James Blackburn, he's their #1 scorer. He comes in with 11 goals and 10 assists. He's a senior also, senior forward. Then we got Caleb Bear. Jared Nethers, I think that's how you say his name. He actually has 5 goals and 2 assists, but it looks like he'll be back on defense. He's a senior. Zach Borden, #12, another forward, junior. Benny Collins, #13, he's a midfielder, junior. #14 is Jonah Arnold, a defender, a junior. #15, Zayden Grigsby, defender, sophomore. #20, Xander Grigsby, the Grigsby boys. He's a midfielder, sophomore. 21, Aaron Swords. He'll be playing midfield as a junior. And then Carson Haas, #24, rounds out the lineup, a sophomore. Freshman Parker Luffel, I think that's his name. I don't see him in the starting lineup. you see him? No, he's not in the starting lineup. He is actually second in the team in goals, 7 goals, 3 assists. So we'll be looking to see if maybe he's got a little injury action going on, or if they bring him off as a super sub a little bit later in the game. And now for the Chieftains, so get ready to name their lineup. They'll be coming out in a 4-3-3. We'll talk about that formation and what that means to the non-soccer people checking this out for the first time. So we'll try to do our best to explain some lingo and things like that to keep everybody kind of afloat of what's happening. Starting in the goal, we got senior Drew Phillips. And actually, you know, we'll just let the announcer call it out, and they'll do a better job of it than I will, and we can talk about it maybe as they come out.
Cody Hudson. Number 23, Wyatt Latimer. Number 24, Draven Drake. And number 25, Owen Salyer. And now for the starter. In goal, number 1, senior Drew Phillips. Number 2, senior Marco Martinez. Number 3, senior Max Varner. Number 4, senior Griffin Graham. Number 6, senior Caleb Porcel. Number 7, junior Louis Casagna. Number 9, junior Mika Beck. Number 10, senior Dakota Shell. Number 11, junior Jackson Hoskins. Number 18, junior Dominic Latimer. Number 26, sophomore Cale Klein. Teachers are coached by Rocky Kane and Jeff Turner.
And we're back here again, getting ready for the national anthem. Teams on the field, so.
Our national anthem. Thank you.
And we're back, getting ready for the start here. This anticipated matchup, just a few minutes after 5:30, and we'll be getting ready to kick this off. Like Dwight was saying, this should be a pretty good matchup. The teams are pretty even. Chiefs looking for a little bit of momentum here to kind of lead through the second half of the season. What do you think they got to do coming out tonight?
Well, I think you hit it. I think they need to get that ball up to Dakota, get some other runs on that ball up there. You know, we don't want to be fooled by, if I'm not mistaken, Steve, this is Drew's first year as keeper. Actually, his first year out.
It's true.
But he's done fairly well.
Yeah, that's Drew Phillips coming in 37 saves no shutouts yet, so tonight would be a good night to have his first shutout. And then, you know, up front we got Caleb Torcell. What do you think of him? What can he do to help maybe take some of the pressure off Dakota or maybe be a decoy?
Yeah, you know, Torcell's got a lot of speed up there. And I think that'll help him out getting up there. Just if he can feed that ball in or take it in himself.
So the Chiefs are coming out in the black, going from right to left on your screen, and the Cougars in white, going from left to right. Take the kickoff, and it's a quick drop back and a long pass up to the front, looking for Caleb Torcell over on the sideline as he works with a little back heel. Nice little combination there, and number 7, Luis, trying to get through into some space. Chiefs doing a little bit of work here at the top of the box in a dangerous area. Nice little drop back to Dom Latimer, and then they're going to kick it out wide. Nice play so far from the Chiefs, looking to possess a little bit. And here's a rip by Dakota Shell. Easy one for the keeper, but a positive start for the Chiefs. Griffin Graham winning back possession. And there's the forward, number 8. Is that his?
Jackson.
Jackson, yeah. That's not 8, though, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Yep. Nope. Jackson Hoskins, number 11, playing that center forward up there. The Chiefs come out in a 4-3-3 formation. I promised that we would just talk about that for a second, maybe describe what the heck those numbers even mean. Dwight, you want to do the honors?
Sure. You always come out of the back, so your 4 are your 4 defenders, and then you work your way forward. So then you got 3 midfielders and 3 offensive players. Looks like they dropped that center mid back, looking at their formation.
Yeah, they run a little bit of a triangle in the middle. Looks like number 7, Luis Casanas. Finding Caleb Torcell up front. He's been active on the ball, not just playing over on the one side. Sometimes some of these younger forwards will get kind of stuck in a rut where they just run up and down the sidelines, but if they can make diagonal runs and be kind of active, that's kind of what we're looking for. Kenton Ridge taking the throw in. And looks like the Chiefs are going to win possession back, but as soon as they win it back, they give it up. Number 13 on the ball over there for Kenton Ridge. That's Benny Collins. Nice play by Max Varner in the back, cleaning it up a little bit. How about the throw-ins? You want to talk about the rules of a throw-in or anything? Some people may not know what's going on with that.
Sure. I mean, you just got to bring it back over your head, keep your feet down, and throw it in straight. Although I'm not sure how straight some of these balls are.
Right. If you watch, the ball's not really supposed to have a whole lot of spin on it, but sometimes guys torque it a little bit and get a little bit of extra oomph on it. Got to have both feet on the ground when they throw it.
We had a little throwback on the Ben Logan game for the girls, and one of the Ben Logan girls did a flip throw.
Ooh, nice. How far was she throwing it?
It was average.
Okay.
But it was nice to see.
Those of you that don't know what a flip throw is, it's like where the guy doing the throw-in or girl doing the throw-in does a front handspring with the ball, but it gives them a little bit of extra torque when they come up, and they can usually sometimes chuck it 50 yards. Maybe not quite that, but it's pretty far. We used to have a guy that could, anywhere from the 30 in, you could do a flip throw and almost put it right in front of the box.
Yeah, you used to see that a lot more, but you don't see it too much now.
Yeah, that was kind of a 2000s thing, wasn't it? It's kind of a little fad or whatever.
Yeah, 90s, yeah.
Maybe not enough kids are doing gymnastics anymore. I don't know. There's Dom Henderson looking to find Dakota Shell, but nice play by the defender. And you got Max Varner back there. What do you think of Max's game?
I mean, Max is just pure hustle back there. He'll give you 110% every time.
Yeah, he's a nice person to have back there. There's Dom Latimer making a break. He's got an attack at the goal, trying to get into the box, working on the defender here. Nice touch, and he looks like he's going to get a goal. Oh,
that was
what a play.
Torcell.
That was Torcell cleaning up for him. Dom Latimer dribbling into the box, doing all the dirty work, and then Torcell's going to take the the reward for it. But the Chiefs don't care. They're up 1-0.
Yeah, just mishandled by the keeper, and Dom was on it, and Torcell was there to clean up.
I'll tell you, this Chieftain side today is coming out with a little bit of energy, a little bit of creativity. It's kind of refreshing to see.
Yeah, well, they should be really hungry.
And with only winning one game, you know, that's true. Maybe desperation might be the word. They really need a good showing to kind of get some momentum here. Here's Kenton Ridge trying to work down the side. They're not going to go away easy. These have been some pretty, usually pretty tough games between Kenton Ridge and Kenton and Bellefontaine. They're not necessarily traditional rivals, but in soccer, it's usually a pretty physical, pretty heated game. Ooh, mishit clearance, and then right back to the forward for Kenton Ridge, but Blake Phillips scoops it up nice. And he's been in a tough spot. You said earlier that this might be his first year playing in high school, definitely, maybe ever.
I'm not sure about ever, but I know it's been in some number of years if he hasn't played.
And all of a sudden, just to come in and be the starting goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's a difficult position. I don't know if people understand, you know, what it's like. Looks like forward dribbling into the box here, and he's got a defender on him. He's looking for something. He's got someone at the top of the box right there. Looks like it's eaten up by Klein. Still trying to get a clearance. There we go. Defender steps up and heads it, but he heads it right back to a Chieftain, and now it looks like the Chieftain's going to get possession and see what they do with it. Oh, we're going to turn it right back over. These are some dangerous positions here for Kenton Ridge. If the Chiefs keep the ball kind of in the center of the field right at the top of the box, it's only a matter of time before something's going to sneak in.
Yeah, they're going to give you that pressure. You know, you're talking about that goalkeeper position. A lot of people don't understand how intimidating that position is.
Yeah. They have to be a little bit crazy. There's plays where you're one-on-one with a guy dribbling right at you, and you got to come running out face first and be willing to take this ball in the face if you have to.
Right, and they're not coming slow.
No, and these guys can hit the ball hard. I mean, there's a lot of force. Here's trouble number 7, forward. That's Blackburn. He's a handful. There's a reason why he's got so many goals, 11 goals and 10 assists. I mean, everything's going to go through him, and the Chiefs better figure out an answer, or it's going to be 1-1 before long.
Yeah. He's got some size to him, too.
Yeah, he does. He's a big physical forward up there, senior. And that's one of the issues when you got high school sports. In college, pretty much they're all adults, but in high school, you could have a 14-year-old freshman playing against some 19-year-old men with full beards.
Right, right.
And that's true in all the sports, but soccer seems like they get mixed up. Ooh, potential handball, but no call. Still working around the box. Dom Latimer playing some defense and harmlessly rolls out of the back of over the end line for a goal kick. So how about handling the ball? You want to kind of run through any of that action? Like what is handling the ball?
Well, I think in this last situation that we just saw, I guess they were saying his hand was in a natural position. If it's in an unnatural position up in the air, somewhere it shouldn't be, then they can call handling. Used to be called handball.
Yeah.
Now it's handling. So.
Yep. And for those that aren't familiar with it, if it's the rule is designed to prevent defenders from putting their hands up and stopping shots on goal. So it's kind of morphed a little bit that anytime it touches someone's hand, you'll hear all the crowd start yelling and everything like it was some egregious thing. But it was really designed to just stop blatant blocking of the shot. Here's Blackburn again, going up against number 9 for the Chiefs, Micah Beck. That was a nice little defending by Micah. Throw in by number 24, Carson Haas. Looking for someone. And Dom Latimer finds the ball again. Up to Dakota Shell. And Dakota can dribble. Might be one of his strengths, might be his absolute best strength, is dribbling the ball under pressure. And you're going to see it right here in action. He gets into a little bit of space. Problem is, he wants it to happen so bad. And there's a good example of that handball.
And another one.
Yeah. And my apologies, it's Micah Beck. Spelled like Micah. And fans getting a little aggravated about these potential handballs not being called. But that's normal at a soccer game here. And a nice throw, but no one on the end of it. Here's number 11, Jackson, going to put some pressure on. A nice step up by Kale. And Luis, number 7, getting the ball. Caleb Tercel looking for a rip, but can't get it. And here's Blackburn with space. You got Varner versus Blackburn. This is a matchup. And Varner's going to win this one. I have a feeling Varner's going to win a lot of those. But, you know, as a forward, all you need is one.
That's right. He's just looking for that open gap.
Oh, miss hit over there by the defender, Griffin Graham. Ball still kind of a 50-50 situation. A little scrum over on the sidelines. And it looks like the Cougars are going to win possession. Here comes the throw. Looking for space. Finds Blackburn. He really wants to get that shot ripped off, but Mika Beck with another fine defensive play to shut him down. Here's Jackson looking to try to get the ball up to Dakota Shell. And Dakota wants to get in space one-on-one with this guy and do some work. He just needs some of his teammates to get into his position. He's got a few on the backside. Nice little move. He's looking for that shot. Him and Blackburn both. And kind of a feeble little rip by number 7, Luis Casanas. But again, positive. Positive stuff, getting the ball up front. So we're 12 minutes in. What do the Chiefs got to do here to kind of find another goal or try to turn the tide a little bit more?
I think they still got to continue to pressure this defense, and I think they'll be just fine.
Again, they're keeping the same energy up. They've been moving the ball pretty well. We've seen some players just flying all over the place. People like Dom Latimer. And really, the forwards have been pretty active. It's Jackson Hoskins, Tercel, and Dakota Shell. Ball kind of bouncing around in the middle. Here's Latimer over to Casanas. Back out to Graham. Dakota Shell finding that nice little header. Trying to find Cale Klein going up the side. Can they keep possession? Back to Shell at the top of the box. He's looking to get it on his right foot. Oh, and a little 50-50 situation. The fans don't like it. But the ball sent up, but now we got a 2-on-1. Blackburn finding some space, but Varner able to weasel his way in there a little bit.
Just mishandled.
Yeah, it took kind of a heavy touch there. And the Chiefs are running they say it's more of a bold 4-back in the back, but it almost seems like that Varner's dropping back into a sweeper position, or maybe he's just really cognizant of not getting caught flat. What do you think?
Yeah, he could be playing off 7 just so he doesn't get beat.
Yeah. Oh, ball goes all the way through. Blackburn was lurking, but Griffin Graham puts it out of bounds. This is Benny Collins with the throw. Ooh, nice little one-touch. Varner's there. Clean it up. But here it is again. It's coming back in because the Chiefs. Oh, a little bit of a stab there. Right by the defender. And Dakota Shell's going to clear it up. See if Jackson can put the pressure on here. Ken Ridge does a nice job of leaving the pressure, and they win it back pretty easy. But now you got a defender running towards his own goal, and just kicks it out for safety purposes. Number 16 coming in, Alex Crable for Luis Casanas. Alex Crable, a fixture on Friday nights. He's the place kicker and kickoff man for the Chiefs. Having a great season so far. You make it to many football games?
I made it to a few, yes.
Have you watched him kick?
Yes, does a nice job. He's been practicing that for years.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's a heck of an athlete, too. He also, when he was in middle school, he used to be their #1 cross-country runner, and then he came over to the track team, and he was the #1 sprinter on the track team. In high school, I don't know if he's really continued. I think he plays baseball, actually, in the spring. So
I think you're right.
So on that last play, that was interesting. The throw came in. Can they just throw the ball right in the goal? I don't think they can they? It doesn't have to be touched. It's indirect, right?
I think you're correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
It almost was, though. Shell trying to get it onto his left foot. Nice little touch out to Klein. Here's the cross. Anyone there? Oh. And Tercel finds it. Just a little dribble towards the goal, but can't put enough on it. Dropping it back to Varner. Varner one touches and clears it up. But Kenton Ridge one touches it and clears it back the other way. A little bit of ping pong action. Chiefs are going to take a throw.
And I think you hate to see that as a coach, that ping pong action.
Yeah, it seems a little panicky and just kind of unnecessary. Sometimes I guess it is, but most of the time probably not. And with young players, right? You see that
Right.
quite a bit with young players just coming
Right.
up and kicking it because it's kind of fun, but
They have to build that confidence.
right. So, Dwight, you've coached a number of young teams throughout your career. What are some things some kids can work on, some young players can work on to kind of help their game at this level?
Oh, I think if you, just in your spare time, if you can juggle the ball, you'll greatly improve your game on your touch and all those balls you're scared to take out of the air. That juggling really helps as well. Not only that, but having 2 feet in this game really makes a big difference.
Right.
And what I mean by that is having a left foot and a right foot.
Yeah, equally dangerous. Yeah, it's a lot easier to defend an attacker when you know they're not going to put it on their left foot ever. You just overplay their right and force them left, and they usually mess things up.
And as a young player, if the coach puts you in a different position, learn that position. It'll help you in the future.
We got a heck of a collision out here. Look like Jackson Hoskins and a Kenton Ridge player, I can't see the number, coming in pretty aggressively with each other. Kind of a violent hit. It looks like someone got a card. I'm assuming Jackson.
Yeah, he's coming off.
And the Kenton Ridge player, looks like he's beat up. He's got a cast on his right arm already, and looks like he's trying to get the butterflies out here a little bit. Maybe that's something that people don't realize either about the physicalness of soccer. There's a lot of full speed collisions that happen in this sport.
There are. We have seen a number over the years.
Yeah, you used to play. I myself didn't play, but when you played, like was it as physical back then as it is now, or was it more physical and it's more skilled now? How would you compare the two?
I think it's about the same. I remember my sophomore year, we had a player get kicked in the shins, and it broke his bone in the back of his leg.
Oh,
So, I mean, it's pretty physical.
and he's wearing shin guards and everything, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he wasn't a small man.
Wow. Yeah, there's some violent stuff. Soccer, I think I read one time, has the most concussions of any sport. Maybe football does, and it's just reported differently or something, but soccer definitely very physical sport.
Yeah, they actually changed the rules on the younger players. You can't head the ball until a certain age group now.
Oh, really? Okay. And that's probably justified. I talked to a coach, Jay. I'm not going to be able to remember his last name. He's a legend college coach up at Ohio Wesleyan. He just retired not too long ago. I think actually he might still be there. But anyway, even at the college level, they don't practice heading the ball ever, he said. He said because of the risk of concussions.
Wow.
He tells them not to even head punts sometimes. Here's Dakota Shell working down the sideline again. Going right at it. Oh. trying to get the ball on his right foot and left it a little bit too far out in front of him. The defender nicked it a little bit, and that's all it took to disrupt the whole thing. Here's Klein going to throw the ball in on the side. Looking for someone. There's a run. Crable getting into some space. Top of the box. Seems like the pace has slowed down a little bit this, as the game's going on, which is understandable. Chiefs still putting some pressure on down here outside the box. Shell looking. Back to Klein. Oh, nice little turnaround there. Pretty nasty little move. I don't know if he meant to do it or just happened, but he played it off well. And there's a long diagonal looking for Tercel. Crable winning it, but just a little bit too much mustard on it. So what about midfielders? What the heck's up with that? What's their kind of role as a player offensively, defensively?
Well, I always like to put it as if you can win the midfield, you can win the game. Because I think that's where everything starts. It's in that midfield. They should control the game, but your midfielders have to play both offense and defense. They have to distribute the ball. They have a lot of responsibilities.
And they move a lot, don't they?
Yes, they do. You got to be in condition.
Yep. Most midfielders, if you watch, so when we're talking about midfielders, so you have the guys in the very back towards the goal are usually named the defenders, and there's different names for those. The guys up front going towards their goal are the forwards. See what Blackburn's got going on here. Low touch into the box, and that seems to be his play. He's going to take, that's not Blackburn there. That's Jared Nethers, another one of their tough scorers. He's got 5 goals in the season. But the midfielders are the guys usually kind of in between the two, and they, like Coach Salyer was saying, they're kind of the core of the team. If you got a strong core, then, your team's going to be solid, and they kind of distribute the ball forward and backwards. They spray it around to the sides, but they got to play offense, defense. Here's a ball bouncing in the box. That's always dangerous. Handball. Ooh.
Another corner.
That was risky. Ball's bouncing around, and Varner just kind of throws a leg at it.
I noticed Belfast only puts one man on the post.
Well, what's your preference?
I like a man on the front and the back post.
What's the reasoning behind having people on the post?
Well, your front post there, he's going to prevent anything from coming in that front right there to sneak in, and then as soon as that ball clears the other side, he's just going to roll inside and still protect that from the goalie.
And it looks like they're running a little bit of a hybrid zone, man-to-man defense back there. And kicks it right to one of the zone men. It looked like Tercel maybe, or no. I can't see the number on that one, but nice clearance. It was Tercel, I think.
Yeah, Kenton didn't have too many guys in the box there.
He really didn't. He might have been running a different play there. Here's a throw. Looks like Tercel's going to pick it up in the midfield and just kick it up looking for Dakota Shell. Kenton Ridge working around a little bit, trying to switch the attack. Another stab by a Bellefonte defender. But it looks like they're going to win it back. And we got a foul in the middle of the field. A delay foul, it looks like. Looks like maybe the referee was waiting to see if the Chiefs are going to have advantage with that. And they didn't. What's that mean? What's advantage?
So if the foul occurs and you are moving up the field, and I mean that's the advantage. You're moving up the field still. You have possession of the ball. If they interrupt that, you'll see a lot of disappointed people.
Yeah, and that was a nice play by Dom Latimer there, coming off that direct kick, chesting it down to another defender. A nice little feed into the left, coming into the box. Oh, a little toe poke there from Dakota Shell. Looking to kind of catch him by surprise. Heck of an attack by the Chiefs. They're going to get a throw on the side. That coach from Ohio Wesleyan's Jay Martin, the legendary Jay Martin. Here's a long throw in, bouncing at the top of the 18. Finds Shell. Can't get anything on it. I feel like Shell favors his right foot, which most people favor one foot or the other. But I feel like he doesn't utilize his left foot enough.
Right.
What do you think of that?
And he can use it. I know he can use it.
Right.
But I guess you go with what's more comfortable.
Right. And we've both seen him playing soccer since he was a young fella playing indoor or club ball here around the area. So we've seen some of the stuff he can do with both feet. I just don't know if, he's just not comfortable with it at that particular moment or what.
I think so.
Oh, there's a rip right at Blake. Not Blake Phillips. Sorry, Drew Phillips. Blake's his brother. Legendary swimmer at Bell Fountain High School. The long throw right to a Kenton Ridge Cougar. But Griffin Graham's there. That's Alex Crable. Alex Crable's there, kind of clean it up. A little bit of a painful looking kick. Shell's got it working in the middle of the field, looking for a little space, got his head up, looking for options. Kicks it right in the back of one of his teammates. He's trying to make a run. So another thing about soccer, I mean, I don't mean to try to think that our listeners and viewers don't know the game a whole lot, but how many players do we play with on the soccer field typically? Like what's it?
11 on each side.
11 on each side, right? And are there any restrictions where people can go? Like, can the defenders, can they go anywhere they want? Or, like, how's that work?
Well, let's say there's no restrictions, but if you leave that position, you better have somebody cover.
There's restrictions from your coach. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Now, offsides is another rule in soccer. Maybe we'll talk about that here a little bit when that happens, but it's probably really the most complicated rule. It's not super complicated, but you just got to know what to look for. Kenton Ridge taking a goal kick here. And it looks like the sun's coming out. It's really a nice day for some soccer. See if the sun plays a factor in these goalkeepers' eyes at all. Chiefs working up the side. Griffin Graham sends it up, but nobody's home. But Caleb Torcell sneaking the ball in the middle, and there's Shell. Trying to get the ball on his right foot again. With a rip, and right at the keeper. Pretty hopeful on that one. Take that from probably the 20. It's probably, 30 yards?
Yeah. I'm sure he was looking for some help from those forwards. But they weren't making any runs for him.
So we got a direct kick here. A direct kick maybe it's an indirect kick. Yeah, indirect kick. That means it has to touch another player maybe before it goes into the goal. Shell find it in the box. Takes a rip. Just skies it a little bit. Looks like there's some contact there. No call. But again, Shell finding it in some dangerous situations. Now I noticed like the Shell stays primarily on the left. Have you seen him this year moving to different sides of the field, or?
They've kept him pretty much on that left side. I think they just want to get him out of that middle, maybe hide him a little bit.
Yeah, and a player like Shell's caliber, you're going to find, like we said, you're going to find a lot of attention from the defenders. There's a little TikTok move from Tercel. Going back to his grassroots days.
although I haven't seen it this game, but a lot of teams will man mark Dakota as well.
Now, would they man mark him the whole way around the field, typically? Like if he went to
just
somewhere
back in the-
obnoxious?
usually just back in the attacking half.
Yeah. And what can a coach? Well, here's let's watch this. Blackburn working over there on the side a little bit, and there's getting physical again. Again, no call. So now he's fans start to get riled up. A little bit of funky situation down here on the end with Varner and Phillips, but Blackburn's he's a handful. Rolling out to the side to Klein. Wisely turning it back. Oh, leaving a little hospital ball, we call those. Beck sending it back up. Oh, and just maybe a little bit of a mishit, miscommunication. The ref's letting them play a little bit here. It's nice to see.
Yeah, we see more and more of that, which is all right.
It is. Well, what can be, I mean, obviously the game can escalate a little bit.
It can, and as you can hear, mainly from the stands.
And the refs pay attention to that. I one time got a yellow card for, I think, the fans yelling so much that the first time I said anything, he stopped the game and gave me a card and told me that'll help calm the fans down.
I don't think that helped, did it?
No, it just made him angrier. Ooh, and here's Blackburn in a dangerous area. But the Chiefs clean it up again. We're down to 10 minutes left, and really, he hasn't had too many good chances on goal yet.
Right, I think Bellefontaines dominated the possession. I thought we'd have a couple more goals by now.
I did too, the way the game started out. It looked like the Chiefs are going to keep it on the attacking, but here's a long rip. Blackburn again, and maybe that's the way he's going to try to find the ball, is just dropping back in the midfield a little bit and taking a little bit longer hits.
Sometimes you can find that keeper asleep and a little far out in his goal.
Well, and you got a new goalkeeper back here. You know, I'd be testing him. I'd be taking it from anywhere you can, because even if he gets to the ball, maybe his hands aren't as sure, and he might spill it a little bit. One of his teammates can come in and clean it up. Hopefully, Kenton Ridge doesn't know he's a new goalkeeper, and maybe they won't do that. That's Xander Grigsby working down, and then a trip in the box.
I think he tried to draw that foul.
Yeah, it looked like he went down pretty easy.
Yeah.
There's a nice run. Oh.
You know, that's a big difference I see in the between the girls and the boys teams. Those girls, they don't go down very easy, and if they do, they're right back up and they're right back in it. We see these guys fall quite frequently and trying to draw that foul.
And they get it honest. You watch all the professionals. It's like an acting class going on out there.
Right,
People,
right.
Yeah. One of the reasons I sometimes like watching the girls play a little bit more, because there's a little bit less theatrics in that. But
yes, I agree.
I've started to notice lately it's starting to creep into the professionals with the women too. Here's Kenton Ridge doing a little bit of work. That's Blackburn again. He likes to get it in space and dribble, trying to send it up into that gap. But Varner's back there. Ooh. Putting a little juke on some people. Back to Varner. And here comes a clearance.
I don't think many things get past Varner with his speed.
And you said it earlier too, and his work rate, his aggressiveness. I mean, he's a full package defender. Quiet kid, but not easy to get through. What kind of stuff makes up a good defender? I mean, is that what we're talking about right there? Just basically.
I think you hit it. Being able to read that field too.
Yep. And Max Varner was a guy that's come up through Calvary Christian, through his elementary and middle school years, and then transferred to Bellefontaines, I believe, in 9th grade, maybe 10th. But we've been fortunate enough to have him here for the last few years. Excellent track star 2, sprinter, runs a 400.
He's still playing basketball.
Is he?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
I don't know.
Because I think he played basketball when he first came.
Probably be a pretty good wrestler, too.
You're right.
So the second matchup tonight, the primetime matchup between the Lady Cougars and Lady Chiefs. It's a 1-2 matchup. Kenton Ridge in first and Bell Fountain in second. So that brings a little bit of drama to the scene. It's also senior night for the Chieftain girls. So looking for a little bit of electricity and a little bit of energy from those special things. Here's number 10. Nether's working out there, but gives it away. Tercel trying to make some more Corver moves in the middle of the field, but gets it taken from him. And here's Blackburn taking a rip. Doesn't miss by much.
Be another corner kick. No.
No, goal kick.
Thought it deflected off of Bell Fountain.
I did too. This sun might be an issue. I mean, the Chiefs are looking right into the sun.
Yeah, luckily they only have a little over 5 minutes left of that.
Maybe they can take that to their advantage in the second half. Here's Beck and Latimer working in the middle again. Really doing a good job in the midfield in there. And as I say that, we turn it over and no, right to Griffin Graham. Kenton Ridge drops it back, looking to keep a little bit of possession. Dropping all the way back to the keeper. Probably switch it out here a little bit, and there it is. But kind of a funky hit by the goalkeeper, and now the Chiefs are going to get a throw down on their attacking end. Here's a big throw from Shell. Kind of bouncing around in there, and the Cougars are looking to clear it. But there's Graham again to send it back in. Again, optimistic at best. Not sure if it was a pass or a shot, but sending it into a dangerous area. Well, the Chiefs have done a nice job with Blackburn.
Yeah, they have. They've contained him. And
it looks like maybe the Cougars are starting to drop him back into the midfield a little bit. What would you do so you know, if you're a coach and you got someone like Blackburn that's getting frustrated, or Dakota Shell that's maybe not finding the ball as much as you'd like him to get it, how do you adjust for that?
I don't know that I agree about pulling him back into the midfield. Hopefully he has the discipline to just continue to work hard to try to get that ball.
We're talking about Shell. You're talking about Blackburn.
I'm talking about Blackburn.
Okay.
Because sometimes those players really like to try to take over every aspect of the game.
Yep. And there's Shell right there trying to come find the ball. He had it, turned it right back over. So we got 3 minutes left in the half. Chiefs still hold a 1-0 lead. Not too many chances for the Kenton Ridge Cougars. Maybe 2 or 3 shots on goal.
Quality shots, I think.
Yeah.
The rest are kind of.
Here's a dangerous play. Nether's getting it on his left. But a nice play by you-know-who, Max Varner. The other thing I like about defenders, good defenders, is they got to have a kind of a mentality that they kind of want to go out and ruin some people's days. You got to have you got to be kind of a jerk.
Right.
Not saying Max is a jerk, he's a great kid, but somewhere in there he's saying, you know, you're not going to score on me.
That's right. Not today.
And he's got that mentality in spades. I mean, he really just can attack people and just get after it. I mean, you better have your A game on if you're going to try to get past him. Looks like the Cougars got a few more people up in the box this time, and they send it right into the Chieftain defenders again. Looks like the Chiefs got new soccer balls this year. Is that the case? These
They did.
green ones or yellow? What color would that be? Yellow?
It's like a safety Yellow.
It's like Gatorade yellow. I don't even know how to say that. That's Jeffrey. Jeffrey Smith over there, who also plays goalkeeper. Might be the shortest player on the Bell Fountain Chiefs side. They'll put him in the pipes every now and then.
Yeah, and he's all out anytime he's on the field as well. Actually, a lacrosse player.
Really?
Yeah,
Did not know that.
That's where he used to play.
Where do you come from?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, I think it was Kentucky.
Oh, really? Must be a big school. We don't have a whole lot of lacrosse down here at smaller schools.
Right.
That's pretty sweet. And Phillips with a nice little easy ball for him, looking to punt it up. 1 minute left in the half. Smith trying to gain possession here. And it looks like that Kenton Ridge just lazily kicks it into the box again, hoping one of their forwards can run onto it. .40 seconds left. The Cougars trying to find some sort of attack here before the half. Jeffrey Smith winning that ball. Shortest player on the field, going up and winning it with his head. And it's going to be a corner kick for Kenton Ridge. And 10 seconds. Clock's ticking. Here comes the kick. Might be the last play of the game, or the half. And the Chiefs win it, and they'll clear it here. So the Chiefs go into halftime with a 1-0 lead from a goal by Caleb Torcell pretty early in the game. So, Dwight, what do you think about the first half so far? What do the Chiefs got to do to either take us up a notch or at least try to eke out this win?
Well, I think they need to come back out with that same intensity they had at the beginning of the game and knock a few more goals in.
It did seem like the game kind of settled into a little bit of a rhythm, back and forth. Not a ton of chances for either team. It's kind of a midfield battle. And we're anxious to see how these teams come out in the second half. So we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back for the second half here on PeakofOhio.com TV. Is that right? Yeah.
Foresight Insurance and Financial Services is a locally owned and operated financial services provider for the state of Ohio, focusing our efforts on serving the residents of Logan County and surrounding counties. We are located at 1653 US 68 North Bell Fountain. Foresight can help you with all your retirement needs. We specialize in assisting with pension options. We also offer business planning, charitable gifting strategies, as well as life and health insurance. Call today at 937-595-5002. Foresight Insurance and Financial Services, in the business of planning life.
This is Trey Daring at Eichholz Daring and Sanford Funeral Homes and Cremation Center. We are committed to providing professional, tailored funeral and cremation services at affordable pricing. We are part of a community for caring individuals, friends, and neighbors who consider it a privilege to serve you in your time of need. We are proud to be locally owned and operated. Our family serving your family since 1903.
Go Chiefs!
Nate Don's here from Don's Wealth Advisors. Because we take a long-term view of investing, we don't worry about inflation, we plan for it. At Don's Wealth Advisors, we believe that having a plan is the most effective way to invest for the long term. If you don't have a plan, or you'd like a second opinion on the plan you have, call us at Don's Wealth Advisors, 592-0200. We've been right here in Bell Fountain for the long term since 1979. No cost, no obligation for that second opinion. Call 592-0200.
Good luck to our Bell Fountain Chieftains football team and cheerleaders this season. We're excited and cheering for you and looking forward to an amazing season. This is Iron City Sports Bar, located at 1125 South Main Street in Bell Fountain, next to Dunkin' Donuts. Please stop by after the game or order ahead after online for convenient carryout online at ironcitysportsbar.com. You can also reach us at 937-404-5288. Home to the best wings, burgers, and steaks in Logan County.
Many can say they're the best, but only Firehouse Pizza has been voted the best pizza in Logan County. Check out our specials and menu on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Firehouse Pizza and Subs. Firehouse Pizza and Subs in Zanesfield, voted #1 in Logan County.
Glow your skin gets from the sun? At Buckeye Wash and Tan, you can keep that glow all year round. You don't have to worry about the seasons changing. They have several beds available to help you achieve and keep the look you want. Check out Buckeye Wash and Tan in the Highland Hills Plaza.
We stack the deck in your favor. As a member-owned financial institution, we stack the deck in your favor. Fewer fees, more frees. Quest Federal Credit Union puts our owners in a position to succeed by offering more opportunities to save where others choose to ding you for every service. Quest Federal Credit Union, member-owned since 1969. Bank better. Quest Federal Credit Union, explore the possibilities. NCUA insured, membership eligibility required, equal opportunity lender.
Hi, it's Liz at Bell Fountain's Comfort Inn. Our Fountain Lounge is Bell Fountain's fun night spot. And right now, we're looking for an experienced bartender who will enjoy working in our fun atmosphere. If you like people, you'll love working at Comfort Inn. Apply in person or call 599-5555.
Bartenders at the Comfort Inn earn more than $9 an hour, and that's plus tips. If you're an experienced mixologist, check out the Fountain Lounge experience. Apply in person at the Comfort Inn where 68 meets 33, or call during business hours at 599-5555.
Hungry after the game? Ready to celebrate the weekend? Ron's Pizza is open late tonight until 11 o'clock. Stop in for a hot, fresh pizza and an ice cold beer. Or call to pick it up at 292-7775. Pull up to the drive-thru window and you don't even have to get out of the car. They have specialty pizzas like buffalo chicken, chicken bacon ranch, taco, BLT, and barbecue chicken. They also offer cauliflower or broccoli and cheddar crusts. Ron's Pizza, South Main, Bell Fountain, 292-7775.
So welcome back to Aki Sports Stadium. Kind of wrapping up halftime here with the Chiefs leading 1-0 against the Kenton Ridge Cougars. Just a reminder that, well, you're probably watching this on one of these streaming devices right here, but if you want to watch on another one, we got PeakofOhioTV.com, 107.3 The Drive. It's on Facebook, I guess, a couple different, that is the Facebook page, 107.3 The Drive Facebook page, 98.3 WPKO Facebook page, and the YouTube channel, Peak of Ohio TV. So those are your streaming devices for catching all the action this year of the Chiefs. They got Friday night football, trying to work in a number of sports. Thanks again to Rick Reed and the Chieftain backers for setting this up to try to bring a little culture to the community with some soccer. It's not a sport that gets a whole lot of airtime, so it's great to be a part of it. I'm back here with my partner, Dwight Salyer. Dwight, what do you make of the first half?
Well, I mean, I think both teams need to do more to pull this out. I don't know that 1-0 is going to be the final.
Yeah, it's probably not. There's a lot of dangerous balls being played into the box. Kenton Ridge looking to get Blackburn with a little bit of space, and I have a feeling if he gets a clean rip, he's gonna take it and do some lethal damage. Chieftain's doing a great job of trying to stop that. Looks like Kenton Ridge taking the kick here, going from right to left on your screen, and instantly trying to get to Blackburn out on the left side. So maybe a change from the Kenton Ridge coaching staff to try to find a way to get Blackburn the ball a little bit more often. So as you go ahead.
Steve, looks like they got that new scoreboard up too.
It's pretty nice. How old was the old scoreboard? Do you remember?
I don't. Now, I was thinking this scoreboard was supposed to be bigger, the screen. I was envisioning London's screen.
Yeah, and it looks like there's still a couple pockets there. I don't know if those are for sponsors or if that's going to add to the screen, but maybe what it lacks in size, it'll make up for in sharpness and acuity. Here's a rip by the Chiefs. Easily handled by the Kenton Ridge goalkeeper, and he quickly rolls it out, but it's stolen again by Caleb Torcell, looking to go down the left side. Trying to find one of his players, just blindly throws it in. But here's Dom Latimer trying to pick the ball up, a little bit of a miss hit. But still finding Jackson Hoskins down. Nice little move on the end line. A little bit too heavy of a touch, and the defender clears it away. Another positive start for the Chieftains. Long throw. Cleared away by the Cougars. Still bouncing around in the box. For those of you not familiar, the box I'm talking about is the penalty box. You can see it outlined in green. That's the area where the goalkeeper can move around freely and touch the ball with his hands.
Looks like they've also moved Dakota Shell over to the right side, starting the second half.
So a couple of gamesmanships, a little chess match going on with the two coaches. Nice little 1-2 into some space, but Phillips is going to come out and secure the ball before a shot's taken. It looks like Zach Borden, junior forward.
I think he's being cautioned for coming out with his cleats up.
Oh, okay. And that's not something you typically see with goalkeepers. Usually the refs are trying to protect the goalkeepers a little bit. I didn't see the play well enough that his cleats were up. I saw his knee up, but maybe you saw a little bit better than I did.
I was just going by the gestures that the
What
ref
he was
was
doing.
making.
Have you ever seen a goalkeeper get a yellow card or anything like that?
Actually, we have this year when we were in Coldwater. Their keeper got carded for holding on to the ball too long, delay of game.
Oh. Now, that's an indirect kick in the box or wherever the foul takes place?
Correct.
Okay. So, again, an indirect kick. You can't kick it directly into the goal, so it has to hit another player before it goes in. Here's a nice little flick on, trying to find Blackburn. Phillips handles it nicely, but kind of a creative little play from Kenton Ridge. That's number 11, Parker Leffel, and that's the freshman. And here's a long pass to Hoskins, trying to find him with a little space. Easily handled, but kind of a funky little pass back to his goalkeeper. But up to Collins, and not an issue. Here's Caleb Torcell battling with the ball, but it's going to be cleared up. And there's Latimer again, hanging around the spot, trying to win the ball. And it looks like going to get a handball situation here.
Outside the box.
Pretty close. Shell trying to let him know that needs 10 yards for his distance from the defender's wall so he can take a proper kick. It looks like they're putting it right on the edge of the box. What's the strategy behind this wall?
To help the keeper out, he's going to position them on the left side, and he's going to come over to this right side of the goal.
It looks like Shell's going to set up and try to take it. You talk about fearless. Stand in that wall. You're about to catch possibly one of these balls right in the face, and you just got to take it.
That's right. I think he's going upper left, is my guess.
Yeah. And you were correct, but a little bit too much air underneath it. Once again, we got the girls matchup coming next. First-year coach Aaron Shoemaker and my partner here, Dwight Salyer, will be coaching the second-place Chiefs against the first-place Kenton Ridge Cougars in the primetime matchup here. So I guess, yeah, we're going to give Aaron Shoemaker the mic here for a little bit and just kind of talk about his team and get a little preview of what's about to happen. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Good. How you doing, Steve?
I'm all right.
It's an exciting game here for
This
the boys.
is an exciting game. It's a tight match. It's 1-0. And another rip by, that's Collins out there on the right. Phillips handling it pretty easily, but a little bit more questions being asked by this Kenton Ridge attack. So, Coach, tonight, what do you know about this Kenton Ridge team?
I feel like they're a similar team than we are this season. A few ups and downs maybe. They can score goals at times, and then there's times when you'll see a tie on the score sheet for them and kind of scratch your head. But I'm sure some other teams in the division and conference have said that about us. So I think it's going to be a good matchup. Pretty even.
Yeah, looking at it statistically, the records are pretty similar. The stats are pretty similar. Do you know anything about it? Are they typically a physical team, or is it a finesse type of thing, or what are we looking at?
I think typically when you play a KR team, they're going to be more physical than finesse. I know they have a couple of young players this year. One of them is a freshman that's scoring quite a few goals in the conference. So, but a lot of unknowns for them going into this game. But I think, like I said, it's going to be a good matchup. We just got to match their physicality and rise above it.
Right. And you're a little short-handed. Senior forward or senior defender Morgan Henry out with an injury. How do you change your lineup, or what do you do to adjust for that type of situation?
You know, that's a tough one. That really took a lot out of us this season, having her go down with the injury. We've tried to rotate a few people in and out of where she typically played back in that sweeper position. She's been a 4-year starter, and her experience is unmatched. So that's the biggest thing to try to fill. We've rotated some girls, and I think tonight we'll have a few girls kind of playing in that stopper sweeper position to try to cover some ground and mix up our midfield to take some pressure off that defense.
And you got a nice young squad that came up this freshman class that came in. Your daughter, Callie Shoemaker. You got Chloe Stolley, and a few other that really get quite a bit of time. When you're coaching freshman girls at this level, is there, do you notice a difference, or do you have to try to coach them up to try to get ready for this physicalness battling these 18-year-old women?
That you hit the nail on the head there, Steve, with the physicality. Some of these girls have played club ball for years. Wow.
Dakota Shell with a nice rip, a fantastic pass, and just missed it by inches.
He did. But the physicality of possibly a 14, 15-year-old going against an 18-year-old who's been a 4-year starter for some of these teams. It's just different whether they've played club ball or not. They're grown young women that really they get after it. It's not just a men's game here. The girls know how to get a little rough out on the field.
I agree. Here's Shell again with a fortuitous little steal there, right at the keeper.
He's getting plenty of opportunities.
There's a lot more in this second half, it looks like. Coming out here on the right side, he switched them out from the left, so it looks like it might be working a little bit to try to find him the ball. Yeah, going back to what you're saying, I honestly feel, with the exception of maybe wrestling, I feel that girls soccer might be the most physical of all the girls sports in high school. There's a lot of full speed collisions, and it's not a nice game sometimes.
It is not, and I cannot argue with you. I couldn't believe when I started coaching at the high school level as a JV coach, just the difference that you step into when you come into high school, and I think the young girls really realize that right off the bat in game one.
Here's Klein looking for a little room. Hoskins with the ball, trying to work a little bit. I don't know if that ball was out, but he go ahead and pick it up and take it for a corner. Chiefs having a little bit of luck over here on the right side coming down. There's a spill by the keeper, yeah. But Chiefs can't capitalize on that, and here comes the punt. So you got senior night tonight. Any kind of, are you looking for that to get a little bit of extra energy or oomph in your team?
I think you get some extra energy out of it. I think after you get the emotions to calm down after the first 5-10 minutes of some of these girls, and the girls that play with them just get as emotional too. The underclassmen, understanding that these girls won't be here a year from now, the emotions they calm down at the beginning of the game, and it's time to go play soccer. We don't have a huge senior class. We got 5 of them that'll be getting announced tonight, but it's been a productive, very productive senior class for us.
That it has. It's they've seen a lot of different styles of coaching and different teams that come through. Each team, in all high school sports, each team's completely different that comes through because you have people graduating, people coming up in. So this team has kind of worked their way through. But this junior class you got in here is nice, and it looks like you guys, with this senior class leaving, you'll be sad to see them go, but you're not going to be left empty-handed at all.
No, like you said, you mentioned the junior and the freshman class. We have 9 players who give us a lot of minutes for both classes and/or start.
Here's Blackburn with a little bit of physicalness down there, and we said it in the first half. This guy, he's physical. He likes to mix it up, and looks like he feels like he was wronged. From my vantage point, it looks like it was either 50-50 or maybe he was the aggressor, but.
Yeah, he looked like he tried to discuss with the referee there for a little bit. It looks like they're going to get a corner kick out of it, though.
The Chiefs setting up, and looks like a little hybrid again with their zone man coverage here. 1 man on the corner or on the post. Into the box around the. Oh, a nice header from, looks like number 10, Jared Nethers. And they just sent a floater in to just about the PK spot, maybe a little bit in front of it, kind of that space where the goalkeeper really can't get to it. And he just rose up and hammered it.
Yeah, that was great execution by KR, for sure.
They had a number of people there, and I guess that's, when you're running a little bit of a hybrid zone man coverage back there, if you don't have someone, to take that area, it's that stuff can happen. Cougars tied up 1-1, but here's a Dakota Shell right back at it with his left. And what a save by the keeper. That's the first time we've seen Shell put it on his left foot. And it was on frame. It was going in.
Kenton Ridge's keeper's definitely getting a workout this second half.
That he is. Got the sun in his eyes, and I think the Chiefs can use that to their advantage if they keep trying to test him a little bit. You can see them trying to shade their eyes right now as the Chiefs get ready to take a corner. A few more Chiefs moving in, kind of into the box, roaming around. The driven ball low, looking for some funky little bounce, and they got it, but Tercel couldn't get enough on it. And there's a left from Cale Klein, but it's just going to end up being a long corner kick. Well, Coach, your first year, so what have been some of the tougher things to do, get through, and some of the moments you'll remember? What's it been like?
I think we're 8 games in to the season, almost approaching that midway mark. Obviously, we've had some tough losses by some bigger scores. 6-7 goal losses. I want the girls to remember those, but not. It doesn't end there, but to just keep that in the back of your mind going forward with the experience we have returning. Know what that feels like. We need to get over that hump a little bit. We're playing much better this season, a little more aggressive. We got experience. But if we can get over, win one of those games that maybe is a tight game or one we're not predicted to win, I think that's just a confidence boost for these girls to get over.
And you said it right there, confidence. You have a younger team, and coming off a couple big losses like that, you don't want them to get in their own head. Got to come right back out and realize it's the next day, and we got to pick it back up.
Absolutely.
Do you do anything? You give any kind of fiery speech or anything, or do you mention that before the game? Or here's a long rip by Shell that was on frame. Another fantastic save by the goalkeeper, Quisenberry. Quisenberry's got 54 saves this season. He's just a little athletic fella that's flying around.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a good job the second half for Kenton Ridge. Back to the tough losses, and maybe if you give a hard halftime speech, I try to steer away from those these days. You tend to lose a few players when you come directly at them, but every once in a while they need a wake-up call and understand what the ability that they have and what they're capable of doing.
Oh, it looks like we're going to have a handball here, or maybe a foul, but it's going to be a PK either way, and the Chiefs get a break with 24:51 left in the game. They're going to get a PK, and that's one of the dangers of having the ball in the box. Any mistakes, handballs, fouls, results in a PK. So as coaches, how do you feel about that? What do you tell your girls about when we're defending in the box? What's your go-to about that?
I want them to defend aggressively, get the ball as quick as they can, and get out of that box. Let's not let second opportunities or an incidental touch of the hand decide the outcome of this game.
Here's Tercel.
Nice
and
shot.
lasers it into the right mid-netting.
I don't think there was any doubt where he was going with that one.
No, sir. Not the best placement ever. It was kind of in the middle a little bit, but he hit it with such force, there was no way the keeper was getting to that ball.
Correct.
Chiefs lead 2-1. Just under 25 minutes left in the game. And yeah, I agree. You got to be smart back there in the box, be aggressive and get it out, but it takes a lot of discipline.
It does. A lot of players tend to zone out and watch the ball instead of communicating and all in one cohesive unit and get the ball out and move on.
So the Cougars get set to take their kickoff. Dropping it back, and the Chiefs win it back instantly. But here's number 8, Caleb Bear, going to do a little bit of work to try to win it back. And then he gives it right back. A little bit of ping pong action going on back and forth. And Luis Casano's picking up the ball, shifting out the right side to Griffin Graham. Up to Shell. A little bit too much of a run. He let it roll through, thinking he could turn on the ball, but misjudged it a little bit. So that's a question. You guys practice on grass. Sometimes you practice on turf. Half your games are pretty much on grass, or at least a third of them are on grass. What's the difference? How do you adjust your game if you're going to play on turf as opposed to in a hay field like some of these fields?
I think it's all, no matter what turf or grass you're playing on, anticipation plays a big role. Especially you're going to get fast out here on the turf. You have to be ready because that ball, it scoots. In grass, you got to understand the ball slowing down. Maybe you're going to overrun it like you playing fast normally like you would on turf. You just have to make those adjustments. But anticipation is huge. The breaking down on defense, offense even, it's hard. It's really, this is the most we've probably practiced this season on turf. It's been good and bad. You know, we get a couple of practices during the week, but we're playing on grass on a Saturday. You know, it's a little different. You gotta switch it up, be ready for it.
And with some, different styles of play and everything, do you have a preference with your style of play on grass or turf? Do you think one favors the other?
I prefer, at this point, I prefer grass for the team that we have. We don't have an overall lot of team speed, I would say, but we can go in spurts, mostly from our forwards. We got a few midfielders that can keep up, but I think I prefer the grass. Girls can settle the ball a little better, keep it on their foot, closer to them.
And from what I've seen from some of your games, you guys have some dangerous weapons up front that like to get out into space. So if you can send them a long direct pass and let them get the ball and try to work their magic, grass kind of benefits that a little bit because it'll slow it down a little bit for you.
Absolutely. Allows them to adjust and get a good shot off. Sometimes the ball's so fast and we don't get a good foot on the turf.
And the ball just runs, as you can see right there.
Correct.
As the ball just doesn't stop rolling. Here's Graham with the throw. And the whiff by Latimer. But looks like it was a foul. He's looking diagonal, looking for Shell, I'm sure, and finds him. Shell working down the corner. Wins a throw. Looks like Latimer's going to take the throw. As Kenton Ridge sets up in a pretty much a man-to-man marking situation. A short throw to Shell again. Looking to get on his right foot. Too heavy of a touch. Goal kick. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up. You got to get ready for your game or anything. I'm sure you got to get your Newt Rockney speech ready to roll. And
absolutely, we got senior night tonight, so I got to get these parents in order and
good luck when you figure out how to do that. Let me know.
Send out all my messages and make sure we're on one accord tonight. And I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming up. Good luck tonight, and we'll be up here watching. Hopefully, you guys take home a big win for the Chiefs and maybe jumping us up into first place.
Yes, I agree. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks a lot.
Go Chiefs.
All right, so, yeah, we're going to lose both of our coaches here. They got to get ready for the game, so you guys just get me for a little bit. Chiefs looking some threatening attacks in this game. Nice punt to the midfield. And there's Blackburn again. Haven't heard too much from him this half. I think the frustration's starting to get the most of him. He's a strong player with a deadly leg, but he can't break free from these defenders. And if you don't have space, and that's just good defending. They're trained to cut down any kind of space so you can't maneuver comfortably, and you have to do it with a guy hanging on your back or falling down, and it doesn't always work out, and they get frustrated. And that's what you want to do as a defender. And as I say that, here he is, finds some space, getting physical. Nice tackle by Mika Beck, looking for a little 1-2 action. Just shutting him down over there. Chiefs have really had Blackburn's number tonight. Griff Graham with a cheeky little touch. Finds Casanos in the middle. But clearance. Ball's kind of bouncing around. Looks like Blackburn's in the area again. He's all over the place on the left side over here. Number 7, Luis. Trying to pick it up. Fantastic tackle in the midfield by Marco Martinez, player that was out last year with a knee injury, and a pretty physical play down here on the end. Shell going for the ball, and 24, Carson Haas, with a pretty risky tackle right on the edge of the box. But good defenders live on the edge like that. Always kind of trying to play as physical as you can within the rules. And we got a player down. Looks like number 10, Jared Nethers, just senior defender. They have him listed as a defender, but I haven't seen him back on defense a whole lot. I think they've been putting him up in the attack, especially now when they're down a goal with 18 minutes left. Coach Slagle's going to try to make any kind of adjustment that he can. I mean, he's been there for 28 years, and he's had quite a bit of success. Some of my most memorable games as a soccer coach, not sure I mentioned this, but I used to coach soccer here, but we're against Kenton Ridge, and his teams always came with a physicality that really was unmatched in the rest of the league. We often struggled with rising up to that, and that starts from the top down. He's an intense individual and expects a lot out of his players. And we can see that with some of his forwards up here and defenders, how they're playing. Here's a throw in, finding Hoskins. Little touch, looking to find Shell. Looks like Crable over there on the left. And it's turned over. There's a lot of space opening up in the midfield. You see this a lot of times as the game goes on, as players start to get a little tired and stop moving their feet a little bit. Large gaps start to form in the middle formation and gives players a lot more room to do work. Like case in point right here, when players have room, they can dribble, they can find out and make good decisions, make skilled passes. So coaches will typically tell them they want to close down that space as quick as possible. But you got to be in shape, and this Chieftain team is always in as good a shape as any team out here. They do a fine job. Rocky Canyon's coaching staff, Jeff Turner, who we'll have up here for the second game. Here's Shell and Hoskins trying to figure out who's going to take it. We know who wins that battle. It's Shell. It's Shell. Oh! Right at the keeper. That's probably one of the better looks he's had, and really I bet he'd like to have that back because you just got to pick a side. Pretty nice little crowd out here tonight for the senior night for the girls and to watch the boys. This is a format having the varsity boys and the varsity girls on the same night. They started 2 years ago, I believe, and it was really an effort to have people be able to watch both teams instead of the traditional JV varsity split. Kind of a low hit ball to Griffin Graham and kind of a mistouch. Possible handball, no call. Carry on. There's a 1-2 right in the middle of the field. For those of you who don't know what a 1-2 is, if you're familiar with basketball, it's a give and go in basketball. It's just you pass to someone, take off running, they pass it right back. And here's number 8 again, I believe, dicing up some people in the middle. That cast doesn't seem to be slowing them down at all. A little bit of a collision, the legs hooked between Collins and Caleb Tercel. It's kind of a ping-pong and trying to figure out who's going to win possession in the middle. Not really anyone stepping up and getting good possession on it. Hoskins just clears it up, looking for anything, trying to find Shell a space. But like we said on this turf, it's just going to roll. That long attack, direct attack, doesn't work as well on the turf. You have to be able to hit shorter passes. You have to be able to hit longer diagonal passes because the ball moves so fast. There's another example of that. You hit a through ball. Through balls where you just kind of punch a ball through a little window in the defense and hope that one of the attackers can run onto it, but it's just going to go right to the goalkeeper on this field. There's a nice little 1-2 down the side from Kenton Ridge, and they're looking in business. There's Blackburn coming in with authority, but again, the Chiefs clear it and get the attack going. Oh, that's a nice ball from Tercel. A mishit by the defender, and there's a goal by Dakota Shell. Fantastic play by the Chiefs. Really great skill coming all the way from the back. Shutting down Blackburn, moving the ball up to the midfield. Tercel with just a nasty little one-touch pass Up to Shell running onto it, and then the skill and focus of Dakota Shell to be able to handle the ball out of the air like that and finish it with the defender on his back and the keeper coming at him. Just tremendous soccer from the Chiefs. Increase their lead to 3-1 in a very important game for them. 1 win on the season. They really are looking to get some momentum and try to salvage as much of this season as they can halfway through the year. Kenton Ridge kind of playing with the ball back here a little bit. Dangerous area. Trying to possess it. Not doing a great job. And it seems to me the strategy of the Cougars have been try to get some of these bigger forwards up here and just try to have them manhandle some of these Chieftain defenders. And maybe with teams in the past it's worked, but with this Chieftain crew anchored by Max Varner back there, Mika Beck, Griffin Graham, Kale Klein, they're stepping up and being just as physical with Cougars as they are right back at them. Here comes a corner. Number 10, Jared Nethers. This is number 8, Caleb Bear. Sophomore, broken arm. Nice ball, right about the 6-yard box. Cleared out again by the Chiefs. Chiefs won the header out of the air, which is very important. You never want the ball bouncing around in the box if you're a defender. You want to get the ball up and out as fast as you can, so it gives your defense more time to move to the ball. As an attacker, you want to try to head the ball down or directly the direction it came to try to create chaos. Luis Casanos in for Dominic Latimer. Switch in the middle. Here's Shell working on the left. And there's a nice ball by Crable to send him into the attacking third. Shell's looking to find a teammate, but all he finds are defenders. And a little one-touch from the Cougars. They've been trying to play that a lot tonight. This is a little trouble for Max Varner, but no trouble at all. Clears it up. Nice defense here in the midfield by Crable, Graham. Looks like the Chiefs may have switched their formation up just a touch. Typically they play 3 up top as forwards. You have 2 wide forwards and then 1 in the center, commonly called a striker. But maybe with a 3-1 lead, they're dropping that striker back into the midfield to try to create a little bit more of a defensive situation, a little bit tougher for the Cougars to get rolling. Here's a tricky little play. The ball's bouncing around, comes right down to Blackburn, and just kind of trickles off his feet. That's probably the weakest he's ever kicked a soccer ball to goal in his life. He does that 100 times. He probably scores 90 of them. But tonight, it's the Chieftains' night, and Phillips makes an easy stop. Ball pinging around here. Again, we want to thank WPKO, PeakofOhioTV.com for broadcasting this. Mr. Lou Vito and his people do a great job supporting high school athletics and getting these games to you that traditionally, let's be honest, most people probably wouldn't see. It's not a whole lot of people just going to random soccer games unless you're a big fan of the sport. We're trying to grow the sport in this community. We have been for years, and it has grown considerably. Here's a corner kick coming. Running that zone again. And Tercel going up to get it. Gets fouled when he's up in the air. Here's Blackburn with a rip. Oh, that shot was gone goal. It was going in. Phillips makes another nice little touch over the top of the goal. But they earn another corner kick. Cougars aren't going to go away. 3-1. Remember, in soccer, if you have a tie, you still get points for a tie. The standings are based off of points. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie typically. The CBC's got a little bit different scoring format. Here's Dakota Shell clearing the ball out. Sends it up top. Oh. This Graham Lott struggling to get the ball. A little no-look pass over to his left, hoping to find Crable. Looks like Klein's going to come back and win that ball back in the back that was cleared out by the defender. Shielding a little bit. Here's Mika hitting it out to the left. The Chiefs really doing a good job of spraying the ball around. I've been really impressed with some of their long passes and touch off these passes, their aggression, their team defending. We always used to joke around with younger kids, and we'd ask them, how many of you are defenders? And like 3 kids would pick their hand up because, you know, everyone wants to be a forward when they're little kids. And we'd say, well, that's wrong. You're all defenders, and we don't have the ball. So then, you know, we teach them that they all have to raise their hand up. Here's a little turnaround. Number 10, Jared Nethers, kind of won the ball in that dangerous spot right about the top of the box. Did a 180 little pirouette and hits it with his left into the side netting. Tough position for the goalkeeper. And now we got a game again. It's 3-2, 9 minutes left in the game. Chiefs are going to have to find a little bit of energy here to try to close this thing out because the Cougars are going to keep coming. Now the momentum's on their side, and it's one thing about soccer. You can't break the momentum with any kind of timeout. A coach has very little effect on some of those things other than just trying to motivate them verbally or subbing in players. And sometimes you just need the bleeding to stop or the momentum to slow down a little bit, and you can't do anything about it. It's a very helpless feeling for a coach and the players. And this is where your leaders come in, your senior leaders. And maybe they can kind of rise to the occasion, and the rest of the team will feed off that energy. We'll see how the Chiefs respond here. Responding well so far down the attacking third of the field. Long throw, and then another throw-in. Ball's kind of bounced around. It's Griffin Graham winning it. Cougars cleared out. Forward comes back and wins it. And that's not what you want to do. There's Wyatt Latimer and Mika Beck corralling the attacker. And Mika's just going to clear it up. Nice play by those two in kind of a desperate situation. A little bit of a code red. Ball's bouncing around. Phillips is going to pick it up and get ready to take a punt. Rolling it out to his left side, looking to play maybe a little bit of possession. But Kenton Ridge wins it again, a little bit of shielding. And there it is, getting physical enough. Foul on the Chieftains. Interesting call. Looked like, from our vantage, maybe the Kenton Ridge attacker was the aggressor, but maybe it was a little bit of obstruction in that. So it would be a direct kick. Difference between direct kicks and indirect kicks, we talked about them. Typically, the way I try to remember them, any foul against a person, like a personal foul type of thing, that's going to be a direct kick. And any rule violation typically is going to be an indirect kick. Like offsides. We haven't seen any offsides tonight. I was hoping to get a chance to describe that, but it's basically like hockey offsides. It's just the back line moves. Here's a little gamesmanship from the defender trying to get free. And they send a slow roller trying to find Blackburn in the box. And there's a foul by Blackburn again. And that's fine. We, you know, as coaches, I was told our forwards that maybe they need to be really physical because the worst going to happen, they're going to get a foul. But it looks like Blackburn not only did some physical abuse, maybe a little bit of verbal abuse too, and he's going to go ahead and get a yellow card and come out of the game. Yellow card is akin to a technical foul in basketball. You get one yellow card, you just come out of the game. You get another one, you're disqualified for the rest of the game, just like technical fouls. In fact, really, basketball and soccer have a lot of similarities in a lot of things they do. So if you're a basketball fan, it's very easy to make the transition into soccer. There's a lot of similar things, dribbling, field goals. It's basically like if basketball and football had a kid, it'd be soccer. Probably a lot of football fans really thinking that's a sacrilegious statement now, but soccer's a very physical sport. I think it gets a bad rap sometimes for whatever reason. But when you watch it and get into it, you realize these kids are pretty good athletes, pretty physical, pretty skilled. It can be fun to watch when you know what to watch. And this game's been pretty interesting. 3-2. Chiefs looking to hold on. 1-goal games. The intensity will keep creeping up here for the last 5 minutes of this game. Some of the most tense situations in my sports watching life have been watching the last 5 minutes of a soccer game, where both teams are really struggling to try to find a way to either get a goal or keep them out of a goal. It can really be pretty entertaining. Here's Collins. Benny Collins, fantastic name. Pretty decent player over on the left. Another throw here. Cougars have been doing this little flick on, which means they'll try to find a head of one of their players, and he missed him there. They'll try to throw to the head of one player, and then another player will run off the back of him, and they'll flick the ball with his head and kind of catch him in full stride. They tried it a few times on some of the goal kicks and punts and had some success with it early at the beginning of this half, but Chiefs shut it down pretty well. But here they come again. Looking to find number 11 up there, Parker Leffel. Again, he can put the ball in the net. 7 goals, 3 assists, freshman. Him paired with Nethers and Blackburn in the front of this formation. Pretty formidable. That's number 8 again, Caleb Bear. They call him Lefty. He's made his presence known a lot. Nice ball to Shell. Kind of in that tough spot. Shell can't quite get to it. Nice play by the goalkeeper and the defender to shield Shell. You're not really allowed to shield them, but you can run towards the ball too, and so you strategically put your body in the way so they can't get to it as easy. Now it looks like the Cougars got something kicking. Nice little touch into space. Mika Beck, nice clearance. Eating up that through ball, trying to find forward, flashing through. Still kind of a lot of space in here. Chieftains giving up quite a bit of room on some of these attackers. And that's usually a recipe for shots at least, goals often too. Here's Casanos. And left-footed clearance up front. A little pressure from the Chiefs. And a little love touch in the back. Going to get him a foul on Hoskins. Again, aggressive forwards. You'll reap the benefits of that more times than probably not. So you kind of want to encourage that. Hoskins in an offside position, and he gets back on sides before the ball is played to him. A little bit pinging around. Here's Shell working on the right side. Rocking the bright green shoes for his senior season. Fantastic career for Dakota Shell. The record for the highest number of goals in a season, and I believe he's looking for the record for the most goals in the career. Here's Varner again, sliding in the box, always a risky thing. Living on the edge, stabbing a little bit. But he's got great instincts. One of the better defenders to come through Bellefontaine, Max Varner. Senior captain, I believe. One minute, 55 seconds left. Chiefs still up 3-2. Looking to hold on here. Cougars asking all the questions late here in this game. Header, it's dangerous. Phillips with a nice play. Again, tough spot for him to be put in. Just walking onto a team and then telling you, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be our starting goalkeeper. Go figure it out real quick. He's come along nicely. Had some nice saves today, been very dependable. Long throw into Blackburn. Looking to do work. Probably going to muscle someone around. Another excellent play by the defender. That looked like Dom Latimer on that turn. Kenton Ridge looking to get something working around the back. Down to 1 minute. Now's when the desperation really starts. Blackburn again. Another fantastic play by Dom Latimer. They must have told Dom just to crawl in number 7's back pocket and live there. Blackburn walking around unmarked. That's dangerous stuff. Here's a header out. Fantastic play. And now here's Hoskins on the break. A goal right now for the Chiefs would really put this game to sleep. Oh, and a collision with two teammates. That happens often when one defender's running at the goalkeeper. A clearance, 19 seconds left. Chiefs just need to take their time a little bit and try to get the ball in. No rush. One of the most frustrating things about soccer is this running clock where we actually just stop the clock. Cross coming in. Kenton Ridge got to get it down the field. 9 seconds, and it's not going to happen. They're going to get another throw for the Chieftains. Chieftains can just slow walk this win home. Fantastic win for Coach Kane and the Bell Fountain Chieftains tonight. 3-2 against rival Kenton Ridge Cougars. That'll move the Chiefs to 2-6-1 overall and 1-2-1 in the CBC, while Kenton Ridge drops to 5-4 in the season and 1-2 in the CBC. So I think we're going to take a little breather here for a second for some senior night festivities. Again, we got the primetime marquee matchup coming up. Number 1, Kenton Ridge Lady Cougars versus the Lady Chiefs. 1 versus 2. Okay. So we'll throw it back to Lou Vito here in the studio. PeakofOhioTV.com. Thanks again for watching.